Let me ask you something real. How many times have you told a woman she's beautiful and watched her give you that polite, dead-eyed smile, the kind that says, "Cool. You're the 47th guy this week to say that"? Here's the hard truth. 99% of compliments men give women, they're weak. They're predictable. They're the same reheated leftovers she's been served since high school. You're gorgeous. Love your outfit. Your eyes are stunning. And guess what? She doesn't feel a damn thing when you say them. They don't stick. They don't make her want you. They just make you forgettable. But then there's the 1%, the forbidden ones. The compliments that don't just land, they detonate. The kind that make her pause, make her replay your words in her head later. The kind that don't sound like compliments at all, until she realizes they've been crawling under her skin for hours. And today, I'm handing you all 10 of them. No fluff, no theory, just the exact phrases that'll make her see you differently, because you dared to say what other men are too scared to. But before we get to the good stuff, you need to understand why most men fail at this, why your compliments fade into background noise while other men's words linger in her mind like a tattoo. It's not just about your voice or your timing, it's about something deeper. Something most guys never realize until it's too late. So if you're ready to stop being just another face in the crowd, if you're ready to learn the exact words that flip the script and make her chase you, then let's begin. Let me tell you about Jake. Good guy, decent job, worked out. But for years, he kept hitting the same wall. He'd meet a woman, tell her she was gorgeous, and nothing. Maybe a polite thank you if he was lucky. Then poof, ghosted. Again and again. Here's what Jake didn't understand. When you tell a woman she's beautiful, you're not standing out. You're joining the chorus of every thirsty guy who's slid into her DMs since she turned 16. You're giving her exactly what she expects. And expectation? That's the death of attraction. Ever been there? You're being nice, you're giving compliments, but she treats you like background noise, like elevator music. That's because you're playing the same tired song every other guy is playing. Here's the psychological truth most men miss. Women don't fall for praise. They fall for experience, for emotional spikes, for that moment when you say something that makes her go, "Wait, no one's ever said that to me before." That's when you stop being just another guy and start being that guy. Marcus Aurelius had it right. The mind adapts to what you feed it. Most men feed women boredom, predictability, the same empty calories of attention she's been getting since puberty. A stoic? He serves something different, something unexpected, something that actually nourishes her mind instead of just stroking her ego. Jake finally figured this out. Instead of another generic "you're beautiful," he tried something different. He used compliment and 7 from today's list. Know what happened? She didn't just smile. She looked at him like she was seeing him for the first time. And the next morning, he woke up to a text from her. First time that ever happened. That's the power of these forbidden compliments. They're not just words, they're psychological triggers. They bypass her defenses because they don't sound like compliments at all. They sound like truth, like you actually see her when other men just stare at her. So if you're ready to stop being forgettable, if you're ready to learn the exact compliments that make her sit up instead of tune out, then let's get to the good stuff. The 10 forbidden phrases that'll make her see you differently. These aren't your grandma's compliments. These are verbal hand grenades. Pull the pin carefully. Compliment number 10. You're terrifyingly smart. Most men are terrified to say this. Know why? Because deep down, they're scared she might actually be smarter than them. But here's the truth. That fear is exactly why this works. When you tell a woman she's terrifyingly smart, you're doing 3 things. First, you're noticing what 99% of men ignore, her mind. Second, that word terrifyingly. It's playful but respectful. And third, you're showing you're secure enough to admire what weaker men feel threatened by. My client Mark tried this on a first date with a corporate lawyer. She just dismantled his argument about politics, and instead of getting defensive, he leaned back, smirked, and said, "You're terrifyingly smart." Know what she did? She leaned forward, touched his arm and said, "No one's ever called me that before." That was the night he stopped being just another guy to her. Use this when she outsmarts you or drops some knowledge that impresses you. Not as a throwaway line, she'll smell the bullshit. Compliment number 9. You're the kind of woman who ruins men. This one sounds dangerous, doesn't it? Good. That's why it works. When you tell a woman she ruins men, you're not complimenting her, you're warning yourself. And that does something powerful in her mind. First, it implies she's exceptionally attractive without directly saying it. Second, it creates intrigue. She'll want to prove she's not actually a heartbreaker. Third, it shows you're perceptive enough to see her effect on people. A student of mine dropped this on a Tinder date after she playfully mocked him. He looked her dead in the eyes and said, "You're the kind of woman who ruins men." She laughed, bit her lip and said, "You have no idea." They didn't even finish their drinks before leaving together. Best used when she's being playfully arrogant or testing you, not when she's being sweet and vulnerable. Wrong energy. Compliment number 8. I don't usually like X, but you make it fun. This is the ultimate backhanded compliment, and when delivered right, it's lethal. The magic is in the structure. I don't usually like establishes you as discerning, but you make it fun implies she's special enough to change your mind. It's not about the activity, it's about her ability to transform your experience. One guy used this at a concert with a girl he just met. He shouted over the music, "I normally hate crowds, but with you, this is electric." Know what she did? She grabbed his hand and didn't let go all night. The key is authenticity. If you don't usually like sushi but eat it every week, she'll smell the lie. Make it real. Compliment number 7. You're trouble, and I'm here for it. Women secretly love being called trouble. Not crazy, that's amateur hour. Trouble. Here's why. When you say this with a smirk, you're telling her, "I see your playful edge, and not only does it not scare me, I enjoy it." That's catnip for women. Because every attractive woman has been called intimidating by weak men. You're calling it out and welcoming it. A client texted this to a girl after she playfully insulted him. Just those 5 words, "You're trouble, and I'm here for it." Her reply? A devil emoji and her address. Sometimes it's that simple. Use this when she's teasing you or being playfully difficult, not when she's actually being problematic. That's just stupid. Compliment number 6. You're surprisingly easy to talk to. The power here is all in that one word, surprisingly. When you say surprisingly, you're implying she's exceeded your expectations, that you came in with certain assumptions, probably that she'd be like every other woman, and she's shattered them. That's an ego boost no generic compliment can match. One of my students used this on a shy girl at a party. Mid-conversation, he just casually said, "You're surprisingly easy to talk to." She got flustered in the best way. "No one's ever said that to me before." Suddenly, the quiet girl was opening up like a book. Best used when there's a genuine connection flowing. If you force it, it'll sound patronizing. Now we're getting into the heavy hitters. These next 5 compliments, they're not just game changers, they're relationship accelerators. The kind of phrases that bypass her logical mind and go straight to her emotional core. Use them wisely. Compliment number 5. You have dangerous eyes. This isn't flattery. It's a goddamn observation. And that's why it works. When you tell a woman she has dangerous eyes, you're not complimenting her. You're warning yourself about her. That word dangerous does 3 things. First, it implies she's effortlessly seductive. Second, it suggests you're perceptive enough to notice. Third, it's vague enough that her mind will fill in the blanks with whatever meaning turns her on most. I watched a student use this at a rooftop bar. He locked eyes with a woman across the room, waited until she noticed, then mouthed, "You have dangerous eyes," with a smirk. She immediately excused herself from her friends to come talk to him. Why? Because he didn't approach, he made her come to him. That's the power of this phrase, and you can also use it with a woman in person. Best used when you've already got some tension. Eye contact is mandatory. If you say this while staring at your shoes, you'll look like a serial killer. Compliment number 4. You're not like most people. And it's refreshing. This is the ultimate anti-boring compliment, the verbal equivalent of cool water on a hot day. Here's why it destroys. Not like most people implies she's exceptional without being generic. Refreshing suggests you're normally surrounded by mediocrity, positioning you as high value. Together, they create this effect where she feels seen in a way most men can't manage. A client dropped this mid-date after she shared an unconventional opinion about relationships. He leaned back, studied her for a second, then said, "You're not like most people, and it's refreshing." Her reaction? She physically moved closer and said, "You're different too." That was the moment the date went from pleasant to electric. Use this when she says or does something genuinely unique. If you use it after she says she likes pizza, you'll look like an idiot. Compliment 3. I don't trust you, but I want to. This is psychological judo. You're taking her natural suspicion and flipping it back on her. The genius is in the structure. I don't trust you creates tension. It's unexpected, slightly challenging, but I want to releases that tension while showing vulnerability. Together, they create an emotional roller coaster that makes her invest in winning you over. One guy texted this to a girl after their second date. Just those 7 words, "I don't trust you, but I want to." Her response? 3 paragraphs explaining why he should trust her, ending with, "When can I see you again?" That's the power of making her work for your approval. Timing is everything with this one. Too soon and you'll seem paranoid. Too late and the moment's passed. Look for that sweet spot where she's clearly into you but still playing a little hard to get. Compliment number 2. You're the reason men believe in love. This is the nuclear option of romantic compliments. There's no coming back from this one casually. Why it works. First, it's poetic without being cheesy. Second, it implies she's magical rather than just attractive. Third, it suggests you're the kind of man who thinks deeply about love, which is secretly what most women want, even the ones who claim they don't. A client used this after an incredible third date. They were saying goodnight after kissing, and he just quietly said, "You're the reason men believe in love." The woman actually teared up and said, "That's the sweetest thing anyone's ever said to me." They're married now. Reserve this for moments of genuine connection. Drop it after a hookup and you'll look manipulative. Use it when the emotion between you is already palpable. Compliment number 1. I don't know if I like you yet, but I can't stop thinking about you. This is the king of all forbidden compliments. The grand finale, the phrase that can make or break everything in one sentence. Let me break down why this is so powerful. I don't know if I like you yet. That's the challenge. It makes her wonder why not. Can't stop thinking about you. That's the vulnerability. Together, they create this delicious tension where she's simultaneously trying to win you over while feeling flattered by your admission. A student of mine used this after 3 dates with a girl who was playing hot and cold. He texted, "I don't know if I like you yet, but I can't stop thinking about you." Know what happened? She wrote back explaining why he should like her, then asked when he was free next. That's the power of making her qualify herself to you. This is advanced warfare. Use it too early and you'll seem needy. Use it too late and you'll seem indecisive. The perfect timing? When there's obvious chemistry but she's still holding back a little. Now you've got all 10. But here's the hard truth. These words are just the bullets. You're still the gun. No compliment, no matter how perfectly crafted, will work if you don't deliver it from a place of authentic confidence. That's the stoic secret most men miss. It's not about memorizing lines. It's about developing the unshakable self-awareness to say these things and mean them. Subscribe to this channel and I'll teach you how to be an unshakable stoic. To look a woman in the eye and know your value doesn't depend on her reaction. So start with 1. Just 1. Watch how she responds. Then try another. This isn't about manipulation. It's about learning to express attraction in ways that actually land. Now I want to hear from you. Which one of these made you raise your eyebrows? Was it the terrifyingly smart line that flips the script on her intellect? Or maybe that nuclear, "I don't know if I like you yet" mind game? Drop a comment right now with the number that shocked you most or you have heard or used. Hit number 10 if you dare to tell a woman she's terrifyingly smart this week. Here's your Stoic challenge. I want you to use just one of these forbidden compliments in the next 7 days. Then come back and tell me what happened. Did she lean in? Did she text you first? Or did she look at you like you just cracked her secret code? The comments are where real men share real results. Now listen closely, because this is important. These words are powerful, but they're just tools. Like Marcus Aurelius said, the mind adapts and converts to its purposes the obstacle to our acting. The real magic happens when you combine these phrases with unshakable presence. When you can say, "You're trouble," with that calm, knowing smile that makes her wonder what you've seen about her that other men miss. Next video, we're going even deeper. I'm revealing the 9 secret spots women love to be touched that most men have no clue. These aren't the obvious spots. These are the secret pressure points that trigger her attraction chemically. One student used just number 3 on this list and had a woman literally shiver in his arms. Smash that subscribe button right now because you won't want to miss this. Remember this. Women don't fall for words alone. They fall for the man who delivers them with quiet confidence. The man who speaks like he's revealing truths, not begging for approval. Be that man. Master these principles, and watch how everything changes. This is Stoic Mastery of Women. I'll see you in the next one.